Have you ever felt that creak in your knee, that stiffness when you stand up, and wondered if there's something, anything, you could be doing differently? Maybe you've heard whispers of miracle cures, or perhaps you're just tired of feeling like discomfort is an inevitable part of aging. Well, today I want us to explore an idea, a nutritional approach that some are claiming works wonders for joint health, particularly for rebuilding that precious knee cartilage. But more importantly, I want us to think critically, to understand the why behind it, and to see if it truly aligns with a balanced, sensible path to well-being. Because isn't that what genuine health is all about? Knowledge and sustainable habits? First, let's address a reality that many of us might not want to face, but it's crucial for our understanding. The competitor's piece talks about collagen loss, and they're not wrong. Think about it. After we hit our 30s, our body's natural ability to produce collagen, that vital protein that's like the scaffolding for our skin, bones, and yes, our joints, starts to slow down. They mention a figure around 1.5% a year. Now, does that number sound small? Perhaps. But compound that year after year, decade after decade. It's like a slow, almost imperceptible leak in a tire. You don't notice it at first, but eventually things start to feel a bit deflated. This isn't meant to scare you, not at all. It's about awareness. That gradual increase in joint stiffness, the skin that doesn't quite bounce back like it used to, even those little unfamiliar aches. Could these be signs that our internal framework needs a bit more support? It's a question worth pondering, isn't it? Many of us just chalk it up to getting older, but what if there are ways to support our body's resilience, even as the years go by? Now, the video you shared presents a specific concoction, a juice made from some rather interesting ingredients, claiming it can help turn things around, even super fast. They talk about coyote, pineapple, and unflavored gelatin. Affordable, accessible, sounds appealing, right? And they even share impressive sounding statistics. 87% of participants experiencing significant relief in just 3 weeks. That's quite a claim. My first thought, and perhaps yours too, is, can it really be that straightforward? We're often told that complex problems require complex solutions, expensive treatments, or pharmaceuticals with long lists of side effects. But what if, just what if, some of the building blocks our body craves are already sitting in our kitchens, or easily found at the local market for under $15, as they say? It's an intriguing prospect. But as with anything that sounds almost too good to be true, we need to dig deeper, to understand the potential mechanisms, and importantly, to consider what else might be at play. Is it just the juice, or is it part of a larger picture of self-care? Let's break down these ingredients, not just as a recipe, but as potential sources of nutrients, and see if the claims hold water from a nutritional perspective. The competitor calls coyote an unsung hero. It's not the most glamorous vegetable on the shelf, is it? But they highlight its vitamin C content, claiming a single one provides nearly half your daily needs. Now, vitamin C is absolutely crucial for collagen synthesis. Think of it as the key foreman on a construction site, making sure all the collagen fibers link up correctly, creating strong, resilient cartilage. If you're not getting enough vitamin C, your body simply can't build or repair collagen effectively. So there's a definite logic here. They also mention potassium and antioxidants, which can help combat inflammation. Inflammation is often a major culprit in joint pain, so anything that helps to cool that internal fire is worth considering. My question would be, is coyote uniquely powerful, Or could other vitamin C-rich foods offer similar benefits as part of a balanced diet? It's something to think about. Turn pineapple, more than just a tropical treat. Then there's pineapple, and the star here is supposedly an enzyme called bromelain. The video explains it as something that breaks down proteins, making them easier to absorb, and highlights its anti-inflammatory effects, even comparing it to conventional medications, but without the harsh side effects. It's interesting they point out that the core, which many of us toss out, has the highest concentration of bromelain. Could we be throwing away the most potent part? Perhaps. Bromelain has been studied for its anti-inflammatory properties, and there's some evidence to support its use in reducing swelling and pain, particularly after injuries or surgery. But again, the critical thinker in me asks, how much pineapple and how consistently would one need to consume to achieve a therapeutic dose of bromelain found in studies? And are there other natural anti-inflammatories we should also be considering? Gelatin, a direct line to collagen? This one is perhaps the most direct link. Gelatin, as they explain, is essentially cooked collagen, often derived from animal sources. The idea is that by consuming it, especially when prepared in a way that creates smaller, absorbable peptides, you're giving your body the direct building blocks it needs for repair. They mention specific amino acids like glycine and proline, which are indeed crucial components of collagen. It's like, instead of giving your body a pile of assorted lumber and hoping it figures out how to build a house, you're giving it prefabricated walls. It makes a certain kind of intuitive sense, doesn't it? Many cultures have traditionally consumed bone broths rich in gelatin for their health benefits, so this isn't a brand new idea, but perhaps one that's been repackaged. The competitor emphasizes the synergy of these three ingredients: vitamin C helping collagen production, bromelain aiding absorption and fighting inflammation, and gelatin providing the raw materials. It's a nice narrative. 1 + 1 + 1 = 10, as they put it. And it's true that nutrients often work together in the body. Vitamin C is a known cofactor for collagen synthesis. Anti-inflammatory compounds can certainly help an ailing joint. But here's where I'd like to add a layer of perspective, drawing from what we discussed in our previous analysis about balance. While this specific combination might be beneficial for some, isn't it also a reflection of what a generally healthy, whole foods diet aims to provide? Ample vitamins, minerals, anti-inflammatory compounds, and good quality protein sources? Perhaps this juice is a convenient way to concentrate some of those elements. But could it also be that the people who experience benefits are also, consciously or unconsciously, making other positive changes? Or perhaps they were significantly deficient in one of these key nutrients to begin with. The video goes into great detail about preparing this elixir, hydrating the gelatin correctly, dicing the coyote, using the pineapple core, blending in stages. This attention to detail is good. Preparation can indeed affect nutrient availability. They suggest drinking it in the morning on an empty stomach for better absorption, up to 60% more, they claim. This is a common recommendation for certain supplements and foods, as an empty stomach can mean less competition for absorption. Waiting 20 minutes before eating anything else also makes sense in that context. Now, the consistency part. 200 millisimoles daily for at least 21 days to see initial results, and 90 days for more enduring advantages, then scaling back. This timeline is more realistic than super fast for cellular renewal. Our bodies don't typically rebuild complex tissues overnight. It takes time and consistent input. But here's a question I'd pose. What happens after 90 days if you stop? Does the benefit disappear? This points to the need for sustainable lifestyle changes rather than temporary fixes. This is where I believe we need to expand significantly beyond just the recipe. While this juice might offer some people some relief, relying on one concoction as a silver bullet for joint health or any health issue can be a bit short-sighted, don't you think? Remember our earlier discussion about how some supplements taken in excess or without understanding the body's balance could actually be weakening us? The same principle of balance applies here. If you're drinking this juice but still consuming a diet high in processed foods, inflammatory fats, and sugar, are you truly giving your body the best chance? If you're sedentary, are you allowing those newly forming collagen fibers to strengthen and align correctly through movement? This juice contains vitamin C, some anti-inflammatory compounds, and collagen precursors. That's good, but what about other crucial nutrients for joint health? Omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, magnesium, sulfur-containing compounds. A truly supportive diet is a symphony, not a solo. Could this juice be one instrument? Perhaps, but it needs the whole orchestra. Cartilage doesn't have a direct blood supply. It gets its nutrients through the pumping action of movement and compression. So gentle, regular movement is crucial for joint health. Range of motion exercises, low-impact activities like swimming or cycling, and appropriate strength training to support the joints can make a world of difference. Can a juice replace that? Absolutely not. In fact, if this juice does reduce pain, it should be seen as an opportunity to increase healthy movement, not simply to remain comfortable while static. Pineapple's bromelain is one piece of the anti-inflammatory puzzle. But what about ginger, green tea, berries, leafy greens? And just as importantly, what about reducing pro-inflammatory foods and habits? Stress, poor sleep, smoking, these all contribute to systemic inflammation that can wreak havoc on our joints. Why do some people get arthritis and others don't, even with similar lifestyles? Genetics play a role. Past injuries, body weight. If someone has severe diagnosed osteoarthritis, will this juice rebuild their cartilage completely? That's a very strong claim. It might help manage symptoms, it might support the remaining cartilage, but complete regeneration of severely damaged tissue is a complex biological process. It's crucial to have realistic expectations and to work with a healthcare professional for proper diagnosis and management of serious conditions. What if the joint pain isn't primarily a collagen issue, but something else? The video mentions a possible subtle detoxification response like increased urination or gas. This is plausible when changing diet. However, if someone has underlying kidney issues or specific digestive sensitivities, they should always be cautious when introducing new, concentrated food protocols. What about those on medications? For example, bromelain can have blood-thinning properties. Could that interact with anticoagulant medications? These are questions a responsible health advisor would encourage people to consider. The competitor mentions an unexpected bonus: deeper, more restful sleep attributed to the glycine in gelatin. Glycine is known to have a calming effect on the nervous system and can improve sleep quality for some. This is a lovely example of how supporting the body in one way can have positive ripple effects. It reminds us that our systems are interconnected. When you nourish one part, others often benefit. It's not just about targeting a single symptom, but fostering overall balance. They offer many adaptations: cucumber for a milder flavor, ginger for more anti-inflammatory power, coconut oil for skin, turmeric, chia seeds, propolis instead of honey, and notes for diabetics. This is thoughtful, showing an awareness that one size fits all rarely works. However, it also begs the question, at what point does a simple remedy become overly complicated? Sometimes, the beauty of a natural approach lies in its simplicity. My advice here would be, if you try the basic recipe, see how your body responds first. If you then want to tweak it based on your specific needs or preferences, do so one change at a time, so you can identify what truly makes a difference for you. This juice recipe, based on coyote, pineapple, and gelatin, offers some plausible nutritional benefits, particularly for collagen support and inflammation reduction. The ingredients are accessible, and the preparation, while specific, isn't overly difficult. For some individuals, especially those whose diets might be lacking in these specific nutrients, it could offer some symptomatic relief and support for joint health. However, and this is a big however, it's crucial not to view this or any single food or supplement as a magic bullet. True, lasting health, especially as we age, comes from a holistic approach, a balanced whole foods diet rich in a variety of nutrients, regular, appropriate physical activity, adequate hydration, stress management, good quality sleep, and, importantly, listening to your own body and working with healthcare professionals when needed. Could this juice be a helpful part of that larger strategy? Possibly. It might be a way to kickstart a healthier routine or to supplement a diet that's already pretty good. But is it the secret hiding in your fridge that will single-handedly reverse years of wear and tear super fast? I would approach that claim with a healthy dose of skepticism and a focus on long-term, sustainable habits. What are your thoughts? Have you ever tried anything like this or found simple nutritional changes that made a real difference to how you feel? I'd genuinely love to hear your experiences and what you plan to take away from this discussion. Share your insights in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. And if you found this deeper dive helpful, if it made you think a little differently, please do give this video a like, subscribe to the channel for more content that aims to empower you with knowledge, and perhaps share it with someone you know who's been struggling with joint discomfort. They might appreciate a balanced perspective. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, your health journey is unique, and the power to make informed choices is always in your hands. Here's to moving well, feeling strong, and embracing vitality at every age.